yeah.
Are these my headphones? Did you switch headphones on me? Did you switch headphones on me?
Wow, anger issues. Hey guys, welcome to the Moe and O show. Oh no.
Welcome to the Moe and O photo show, folks.
That's right.
Omar's not used to this yet.
Yeah, blast from the past. Hey guys, welcome to the Moe and O photo show. My name's Omar Gonzalez.
Hello, and I am Moe Morales.
And we're this podcast about two friends talking mostly photography, but we throw in food, movies, and
sometimes text, comic books.
Yeah, tech. Hey, Samsung announced a new phone. I don't know anything about it. Give me his specs that you heard.
So Samsung announced 3 new phones with a 4th one.
That's 6.
Nah, son, I was doubling up.
Really? All this is how I don't really pay attention to phone. All I know is that they got rid of the notch. Is like looks exciting.
So some people call it notchless. I still call it something. I mean, there's something on the display, right, that's taking up space. It's not a bezel, so I guess it's a punch-out hole. That's what they call it.
Punch-out, yeah.
So they have the Samsung S10e.
S10e.
Which is the equivalent of the iPhone XR. So it's like $750, and it still blows.
Oh, that's the one with the colors. They're coming out with colors too.
Well, actually, all of them have colors. But,
they do.
But the brighter colors are on the E.
Oh, okay.
Like the lime green and stuff like that.
I've already seen on YouTube like iPhone R versus this Samsung.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing.
S10e.
Like the specs on the 10e still blow away the.
Is it
the
OLED?
10R. It's OLED. It's 1080p. You know, it's just a crispy phone.
Okay.
Then there's the regular S10, which is
the flagship.
So the first one, the 10e, is 5.8 inches.
Okay.
The next one is the S10 at 6.1 inches.
Okay.
Full AMOLED 3K resolution screen.
Wow.
And it's got a embedded ultrasonic fingerprint sensor, which works on sending radar type bounces off the glass on your finger to detect the ridges in your fingers to detect that it's your fingerprint.
And so it lights up if you do it at night? Oh,
zero light up.
Whoa. Are they the first?
Yes, with the zero light up. This is the first with this technology. And what you could do is you could hold the home button, and it automatically will start the process.
But the quote home button's on the glass.
Well,
there's
no real
there's
home
no physical,
button.
yeah.
So you just touch the screen,
and
it starts the whole process. You don't have to wake the phone up, and by the time you pull the phone up to yourself, it's open.
Very cool.
Then there's the 10s Plus, which is a 6.4 inch with 3 cameras on the back.
Oh boy!
So you have a wide angle, a telezoom, and the regular telephoto, and they're at $750, $899, $999. And then in May, they're coming out with the S10 5G.
Note? Oh, okay.
So obviously, technology is moving along. Right now, everyone's using LTE or 4G is the fastest we have. But this year, AT&T with the fake 5G, T-Mobile with their soon-to-be 5G.
What does that mean, fake 5G?
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
So in later on this year, 5G technology will be available in the States.
Who's rolling that out?
So T-Mobile and AT&T and Verizon eventually. But the thing with the fake...
But phones aren't backward compatible. Like my 4G phone won't.
So even the new S10 won't be 5G capable.
Are there any phones that are 5G?
Not yet.
Oh, all right.
They're all being announced, but they haven't been released.
Got it.
The fake AT&T 5G is that a while ago AT&T pushed out an update to AT&T users, and their phone said 5G on the the readout.
Yeah.
But it was still measured at just under 4G speeds. So they're just looking. Oh, look! I have a 5G. I'm going really fast.
They were just testing the little icon.
No, it's a bunch of lies.
They were testing the little.
That's not what they said on there. They're like, oh, y'all noticed that?
I thought they should have said, "Oh, we were just testing the little icon to make sure it shows up on phones." That was an easy. I could be a PR.
You should be a PR. Puerto Rican. I'll be here all week. Try the veal.
Boom. Awesome. All right. So what are we going to talk about today?
I don't know. I thought about talking about street photography and how do you like looking at your street photography photos? I already know the answer to this, but I'm asking this for the peoples. The peoples want to know.
Yeah.
Are you a color guy or a black and white guy?
I am mostly, I would say, for street photography, 75% color guy. I just love the vibrant colors of the city, yellow cabs. And if I do color that's a little artsy, I'll mute it. But black and white, I hate to be like a little snobbery, but I feel it's so overdone that I don't want to do it. I don't know if you feel that too. Like if you look up New York City street photography, since it's been done so long, like in the film days when it was black and white, that's the default. And I could see the benefit of black and white photography, but I also feel like I'd get lost in the ocean of black and white.
Okay, and I agree. I see your point.
Totally.
But I disagree as far as my personal style of shooting.
All right.
I prefer, because again, I don't ever create anything for myself worrying about who else has done it.
That's a good point.
So to me, I just love the look of black and white. I just love the story that can be told within black and white. I love the old film noir looks of back in the old days. I was born in the wrong century. I mean, besides the fact that there was syphilis and stuff back then. But no, I really love everything about the 50s and the 40s and the 20s, the way the film was captured, the way the things look. I love that look. So to me, when I do street photography, I'm the opposite. I'm 80-20 black and white. Cool. I only do color when I see something that doesn't translate in black and white.
Yeah.
I mean, certain things, like I've seen people put pictures up of avocados in black and white. No. I mean,
that could be done.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, that could be done.
Just, I'm saying no me.
Yo, you.
The one I've seen was done very well.
Absolutely.
And it was very amazing. I just couldn't pull it off because, remember, then you have to go in there and play some more with the dodges and the burns. The
dodge, burn, lighting.
And, you got to make sure everything shows up, because if you do it just black and white plain, it's going to look blah.
Yeah, I would say don't black and white just for the sake of blacking and whiting, if that's a verb.
Today it is. We're from the school of Flossie Carter. We'll make up our own words.
Black and whiting. I'd say don't just put a filter on everything and say you're a black and white photographer. I think the photo itself should lend itself to maybe being black and white. And some of the general rules are, if there's emotional content, when you want to, distract your viewer from all the hustle and bustle of the city, and you want to just show the mom tying the kid's shoelace
and just draw everybody right into that.
Totally. You remove the reality of color, and it's only about the moment. And that's something that black and white, I think, is great at.
And I think also, like Omar said, don't just apply a filter. If you're going to, like myself, I think in black and white. So I already am composing my photo in black and white. Don't shoot something, just shoot it and then later on slap a black and white filter on it, and then it's going to look hideous.
Honestly, I do that. I mean, I will go back and forth on the unknown ones. To me, the way I edit sometimes is I'll go through the photographs, the street photographs, and like I said, 80% color, but some of them I'll tap that little filter, and that little, sometimes you get a little tinge when you're happy about your photograph, like an emotional response.
Like when you did that to me? Yeah.
I get an emotional response from some of the photographs that I'm proud of, and if turning them black and white gives me that little ooh, then I start working the black and white, like punching the contrast,
And this just goes to show you that no matter what we say, every style of photography is acceptable. Like I was telling, I'm sitting here, don't shoot unless you're thinking black and white. And Omar's like, I don't do that way.
Yeah,
but and it works for him.
And then you could throw away what I say. That's exactly the beauty of this art.
Everything about photography is just that. All the rules are there for you to know them, and then throw them away.
Absolutely.
Do what you want. Just shoot.
Yeah. Just shoot.
Sometimes I will go out when I go into the city and purposely put my camera onto monochrome.
I do that too, yeah. I don't know if you know what Fuji has. We have a film simulation called 8 Gross. Have you heard of that?
Is that contagious? I've used that joke before, but I love it.
Hey, I've got 8 Gross.
Hey, a little penicillin on
that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. But
I will put my camera to whatever monochrome setting is on my camera, and that way, as I'm shooting throughout the course of the day, I could look at the back of the screen, little chipmunking, see if I like it, what I'm going with it, adjust the aperture.
You mean chimping?
Chipmunking, I like that. I shove stuff in my mouth.
You just made a new word.
I did.
I'm going to chipmunk.
So you made me cough on the mic. And so I could just chimp down and look at the screen and realize, hey, I like that, or I don't like it. I'll adjust the exposure or, something else. And I think that's the way I shoot, but not everyone wants to do that. Some people want to go, take the photo as it is and then later on edit it.
Yeah, I do both. I do both, admittedly. And I think one thing you should do is, if you're starting to get a little bit more serious, is set it to black and white, but also shoot raw, because then you can get your colors back in case you were like, damn. Because I took a shot once of, in Times Square, they have those people that dress up as Elmo. And
yes, those people.
Yeah. It's so funny. There's rules in Disney. The number one rule if you're a character in Disney.
You don't touch the people and you don't abuse them.
Well, not where I was going, but yeah. Don't grab the kids, Mickey. Don't grab the kids.
Not there, at least.
Don't
touch that.
No, the number one rule is they can never break character. They can't ever take their mask off and have a coffee. Imagine like the traumatized kids.
Mama,
Goofy's fake.
it fell right off.
Yeah, so they have to be completely hidden if they take their
Smoke break, their hats off.
Totally,
Right.
totally. But in Times Square, there's these people who, they take pictures with tourists
They're
and then
borderline
demand
homeless
money.
people who got costumes.
They're just costumes. So you'll see freaking Grover and Elmo, and it's like a nice Hispanic lady under there. Oh my gosh. And they're counting their dollars. So I took a picture of, I think it was Cookie Monster, which was a little Mexican woman, and she was counting her cash. I'll see if I can find the
Chase you,
picture.
almost kill you.
No,
What are you doing?
Here we go. Here's a suggestion. Silent shutter, flip out screen, and then just shoot from the hip with my thumb like this. Yeah, man, you'll get killed if like Elmo's backup sees you.
Oh my
forget
God. What are you doing? Come over here.
Yeah, because they want money.
They want money. That's all they want. That's what. If you've never been to New York and you go to New York, avoid the people that look like costumes.
You're giving terrible advice.
No.
Go up to the people, ask for a photo,
Have money in hand.
hand money in hand, but probably like $50. Don't have singles, and take a few pictures.
And when you get the tetanus shot later, when you get home, you send the bill to care of.
I'm just kidding. Yeah,
I think the-
you got to be street smart anywhere. In Rome they have in front of like the Pantheon and other places, they have Romans, like the guys, the Trojan guys with like and they're all super happy and nice. And then you take a picture with them and they're like,
Hey, cash.
yeah,
I like cash.
cash.
Cash la pabus. I made up that word too. Pabus.
Oh wait, I was going to say something else about street photography. So, do you ever edit on Instagram?
I am a strong believer. First of all, if I'm going to put my photo on Instagram, sometimes I will take it straight from camera, JPEG it, and then filter it on Instagram because I rather work with the filter they're going to give you. Since they're already destroying the compression of your photo. I think their filters work better with the photos you're placing
I have
out there.
nothing against Instagram filters, and the way they're no one. Some people don't understand that the Instagram filter is like on 100. It's on 11.
Yes, and you could just.
And instead of hitting the filter and lowering it, I don't even look at it. I actually hit the filter and go to 0. And I actually only put like 10 or something on using their filters. I use just a little bit as opposed to I think some people put a filter and go to 90.
And then they take the picture, save it, and then refilter it. I did it twice because I'm special.
I got 3 layers of filters here.
No, I think it's really awesome. Also, a big shout out to Google Snapseed. I love that photo editing on my.
It's wonderful, but do you think it's like too much? They have way too many tools.
Okay, I'm a photographer. I know what I'm doing, but I guess if I give it to my brother, who's not really photographer minded, yes, it might be overwhelmed from him. He might just go right to the looks.
It's not almost
the looks are like filters right in the beginning.
My whole thing is efficiency. What am I changing? What are you changing on a photo?
And many times I've had to use it because I since you saw I'm the office photographer. Sometimes I don't have access to my Lightroom.
All right, so you're fixing like a blemish or
I
something.
am fixing stuff. I'm healing stuff.
Okay,
stuff like that. So yes,
but let's talk a normal street photo.
No. So I mean, Snapseed is too much for the average person.
Yeah,
I mean, not too much as far as mentally handling it. It's just why go through all that?
Yeah, it's an extra step to. Then you have to go. Can you Snapseed
export it straight to?
Oh, you can.
Instagram.
Okay.
But like you said, if you can't really get, if you're a basic photo person on the street and you can't get the filtered look you want out of Instagram, then maybe
yeah.
Then shut up.
No, that's why I love the Fuji X-T20.
Ching!
Although this is the X-T2.
Aww.
It's funny. I use the X-T2 because the thumb grip is fixed on it. My thumb grip fell off, and I've been so lazy. I haven't fixed it on X-T20, so I've been picking up the X-T2.
Why haven't you just given it to your son already?
I'm waiting for the XT30 to come out because I'm definitely gonna get that.
But do you actually use it anymore?
The XT20 all the time.
Oh, okay,
all the time. The problem is the freaking thumb grip I have to get fixed. That's number one. But I'm saying what I was about to say is people see me with the XT2 and everyone's like, "What happened to the XT20? What happened?"
Well, that's what they know you by.
Yeah, yeah.
You're Mr. XT20.
They feel like I'm betraying the XT20.
Like, it's all Fuji love.
It's all gear,
It's all
man.
Fuji love. Fuji love. Fuji love. I'm sorry.
I was going to say something else. You said you should have grown up in the 50s. Have you seen the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel? It's like a show on Prime. All right. Well, the
I have
set.
not. I was nodding no for those listening.
You were like, we need sound effects when you're like, no. You need to just flip through it. Forget the show, but flip through it for their set design and lighting. You will fall in love with the look of the 50s. I'll put some pictures up, some screenshots here. The lighting, the colors. Dang, if you see that show, you're going to be like, I wish I lived in the 60s, late 50s, 60s.
In Havana. Havana, ooh la la. I've never been to Havana. I want to go to Cuba. Do you want to go? Is that on your list of things to do?
It's on the list.
I think it's on the list, but I think I want it to die down because it's such a
hyped
rush
up now
to do it now.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I'm jealous of those who went before the embargo was lifted. But I do want to go. It looks very beautiful and very photographic type of stuff, you know?
Everyone says the people are wonderful, that the street scene is beautiful, the old cars, the architecture, everyone's super nice, you know? So it seems like a street photography dream.
Until the Fidel Castro lookalike starts showing up. Give me money.
Yeah, exactly. Mira.
Chavo.
Chavos.
Cigarro y chavo.
Actually, everyone that goes to Cuba says there's not that much begging and, you know, because
I think
the
they're
government
very strict on, hey, these people are going to bring us money. Don't you mess with them.
Yeah, totally. Maybe we can bring our Elmo costumes next time.
I want to be Spider-Man.
There is a Spider-Man.
I know.
Yeah,
he's lumpy. Yeah.
Could you do street photography with like a 24 millimeter? Like if you only had a 24 millimeter prime.
Here's the thing. Glad you brought that up. Now that you know I have the 25 badass by Sony.
Yeah, do you think it's too wide?
Here's the thing. I want to find out because I have always been 50 millimeter, 85 millimeter.
You're an 85 guy. Yeah, I find that crazy for street. Well, what's wrong with you?
I'm not in everybody's face. I'm like, I have distance and I'm able to shoot that way. So I treat it like a 35 from a half a block away.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You got to be, because look, think about if you're walking and something's happening at the fruit stand storefront, your 85 is like nostrils.
I'm not that kind of street photographer.
All right.
I'm not a moment, this is happening, take that shot. I like to look at structures. I like to look at things.
Nostrils.
And pears and black and white them and like, is that a pear or an avocado? I don't know. Damn, Mo. So when I went to meet you up at Soho and we never met up,
oh yeah. I was cold that day.
I brought the 25 with me, and I loved it. I got some really great shots of my brother, and I said to myself, this lens could work for really street photography, where I would involve the scene instead of the object.
The scene.
So I'm really excited and looking forward to it. So to answer your question, yes, 24, 25, 28, because I
28. Yes, 28. I think
delicious.
25, this is like nitpicky, but for the Fuji system, I have the 16, which in crop world is 24. And I made a video on this, but like the 24, I found it so awkward. You know, a 35 millimeter standard view is like you could walk around and be like, bam, bam. And you can get good shots with a 35. With a 24, it's like, oh, there's too much of that store. There's too much of this person walking the dog. You have to work so much harder for your composition that I feel like moments are over. Okay. As opposed to like with a 50 or a 35, you could, bam, you know.
No, I get you. Because again, I just said a few minutes ago, I don't shoot that way. So to me, it makes sense what you're saying. But when I started shooting with the 25, I was having a great time. I guess maybe because it was all brand new to me.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so I was having fun with that. I mean, the minimum focus distance on that thing too was making it
the best about those lenses. It gives you that whole other category to be like, you know, cheeseburger.
Exactly.
Bokeh.
Exactly. Like everything just melts away from my finger on.
Jeez,
is that even my finger? I can't tell anymore.
It's awesome, and that lens is awesome. That's
so I think this spring, I'm so excited for this spring to come already because I want to go out and shoot now, but it's cold.
Yeah, it is cold. Let me ask you this though, and this goes with someone wrote this in one of my comments. The what if. We're so hung up on the what if. Let's say you're in a new town, right? Like you went to New Orleans, or maybe you go to San Francisco for the first time. Would you be comfortable having just the 25 millimeter? You know, to see the Golden Gate Bridge, to go through Chinatown, or like maybe in your mind you're thinking, I'm going to make prints. That's my hang up is what if I need a telephoto? What if I want something wider, you know?
That's why I think my crop sensors would be coming into play here, where I would have the 16 to something. Like 16 to 50.
You mean like you'd have a zoom lens on it? Yeah.
So it'd be a 16 to 50.
Yeah.
And then, you know, also have the ability to just put a prime on it if I really quick.
Yeah.
So for traveling, you want that whole gambit. You want to be able to be super wide and you want to be able to super zoom.
Agreed.
So you need to find a lightweight kit that you could take with you because again, you don't want to be traveling with 80 pounds of stuff on your trip. So I think this is where the F4s come into play.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like a 70 to 24 to 70 F4.
People have a hang up with F4.
Oh, it's F4.
I can't see the church. Or
Shut up. Shut your face. No, I'm kidding. But, you know, everyone has their own opinion.
Totally. But ISO performance is so good in these cameras. I think before you wanted 2.820 for, I mean, it's hard to get 2.0 on a zoom. But yeah, F4 it up.
Yeah. So I'm thinking like they have plenty of crop sensor lenses now that start at F4 that you can just, with even an A6000, which is one of the first Sony cameras that came out
cheap.
You could buy that right now, and you could get some amazing photos
for
while you're in the street.
$500, yeah.
You're not going to shoot it for video. And then if you bump it up to the A63, the A65, the A64, whatever, the Fuji XT20, the XT30, how about the XT10? Can you still pull it off with that?
Yeah, totally.
I mean, people don't need to spend billions of dollars on a second camera to have second camera uses.
Yeah,
I wanted to bring that up during the street photography portion. I was going to ask you, do you feel more comfortable with your work camera on the street or your little Fujis?
Oh, with the little Fujis by far. One for light, for being stealthy. The DSLR to me is just it screams tourist or it screams.
Come take this from me.
Yeah, come take. It screams mug me.
Yeah,
oh my god, yeah. So that's why everyone says that about the Fuji cameras is they're kind of lame looking as far as size goes. So you don't look like a tourist. You kind of look like you have a film camera for people who don't know.
When I first bought my crop sensors, first crop after my full frame, I bought it for the purposes of street photography, and that's when I bought the Fuji X100F.
But why? Yeah, but it doesn't have to even be cropped. Like the Sony A7 III is small enough now. You know?
Here's the thing. Because I'm not a very trusting human being, I hate people. I love animals.
You'd rather have the little.
I'd rather not lose my work camera anywhere other than during a work accident. But you should have a camera that you could leave your work camera.
Kind of like a beater car. Exactly. And people and watch collectors have their beater watch, like when they're working on the car or they're like, you know, at their kid's soccer game. They don't have their Rolex on
for 8, 9, stops and stuff like that. I'm going to take that car.
Well, going back to the lenses, because you brought up an excellent point that I think a lot of us think of primes only. And we think we have to have this like arsenal when we travel that, hey, I need the 85 for this. I need the 16 1.4 in case what if I'm somewhere dark, what if you could rock out just a cheap zoom and no one's going to notice except you. It's our hang-ups, the F4 hang-up.
Exactly.
The high ISO hang-up, the I can't be seen with a zoom hang-up or kit lens. God forbid.
I still I purchased the 24 to 70 F4. I used it for one event.
Great lens.
I used it for one event, got some amazing photos with it. And then I said to myself, I'm not going to do any more events.
Yeah.
So I don't need this lens. And I think that's the whole point. I loved the lens while I had it, but I didn't find I was going to have a need for it. Now I kind of wish I still had it. I still have the kit lens, which is 28 to 70, but it's
a good lens.
It's still a very good lens. Because of the ISO, I'm still getting great shots. And I don't tell people, I don't put it on my Instagram, this is a kit lens.
Yeah.
And people still give me the likes,
That's what it's all about.
If I guarantee you, if I put the same picture up a month later and said, kit lens 28 to 70.
Lame-o.
One like.
Lame-o.
And that would be from me.
Yeah, yeah. You'll be like, I love me.
Don't nobody judge me.
Let's flip it now. Let's flip the whole. Zoom lenses suck.
Wow.
Go for it.
No.
Go.
Why do they suck? They don't suck.
I know. We're playing now.
Now we're talking like super zoom, like 70 to
No,
20, 200, or just 24 to 70.
24 to 70. They forget them.
No, listen. If you told me, Mo, you could take one lens with you on this trip, I'm going to tell you, give me my full frame, give me that 24 to 70.
All right, but I'm playing devil's advocate now. What I'm saying is a lot of people don't want zooms because of their bulkiness and their size, and they're too easy to shoot. Do you know what I mean?
First of all, I know what you mean. Because I know those people, and those people have problems.
No.
Yes.
What if your work is like, hey,
First of all, you're not taking this on a vacation for your work.
Yeah. Well, maybe your work is just for you. I don't mean like, you get paid for making prints or anything.
If it's just for you, who cares what someone else says?
I know. That's why I'm playing devil's advocate, bro.
If it was my camera and I take pictures, I take the 24 to 70 so that I don't have to worry about, am I too far? Am I too close?
I totally agree with you, but I'm trying to pretend that I'm someone else.
But you're not making any valid points. You're just saying,
yeah, my valid point. Valid point is a zoom lens, for example, doesn't challenge you creatively. Where we were just talking before, if you were forced to just shoot the badass lens, you're forced to make art, which will make you a better photographer.
I'm sorry.
Drops mic. Or lays it down.
If I go on vacation, I'm not always looking to. I'm looking for snapshots. I'm turned off my photographer brain.
Why?
I'm gone to snapshot mode. If I see something that jolts me, I can get creative for the zoom.
Anyway, I agree with you. I think a zoom, if you're traveling, a zoom lens is freaking perfect. It could be f4. What do you think of? Are you snobbing? What if it's a 3.5 to 5.6?
It's a kit lens.
I know. I'm saying, like,
No,
are
listen.
you snobby that you can?
So.
Yeah. Oh.
No. It's just the opposite. That look was to. I'm already thinking
judged.
I'm already thinking how people are going to take my answer. So
Okay.
here's how I feel about a lens. You know how I feel about a lens? I would prefer the very, very best, but what I have on me, I'm going to rock it.
Great freaking point.
So I would prefer the f.14, the f1.2. I would prefer those. But guess what? If I got a 3.5 to 5.6, I'm still going to make something beautiful with that.
I love it. Or
You know
try
what?
to.
Exactly, because my whole thing is I'm going on vacation. I want to go super light. And what is lighter than a kit lens?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Granted, it's not always the best. Put yourself in the best situation with it then.
True. And
Go out when the light's perfect. Go out, make sure you have your ISO cranked up. Make sure, if you need a flash, you have a flash remote where you could do the old-fashioned paparazzi flash.
Totally.
I mean, there's so many ways you could make that kit lens work.
And that's the beauty of it. Everything we're saying you could throw out. It doesn't matter. It's what makes you happy.
What makes you happy? So happy together. That's a Partridge Family. Never mind.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, see ya. Hope you had a good time.
Remember that Partridge Family song?
No. Do you know my song?
We're all so happy. Yeah, that's Carol and Brett and Janet. What was it?
The Magic
Carol
Garden.
And
I forgot Carol. My God, we grew up with the Magic Company.
Yeah.
Magic Garden.
The Magic Garden with Roscoe and the squirrel.
Do you remember the song? The goodbye song?
Mm-hmm.
See ya. Hope you had a good time.
See ya. Bye-bye.
Hope we never see you again.
So long.
All right, see you, bud. Yales.